We'll go ahead and call to order and start the meeting.
All right.
Mrs. LeBlanc, would you do the invocation?
All right. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Take roll call.
All right. Commissioner LeBlanc present.
Commissioner Gardner present.
Commissioner Burton present.
And I'll note that we do have a quorum even though two of our members aren't here. Do we have any public speakers? No? Okay. Can I get approval of the agenda?
Oh, motion to approve the agenda.
All right.
I'll second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Unanimous. Okay. And for approval of the consent agenda.
I'll motion to approve the consent agenda.
All right.
I'll second.
All righty. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Very good. And I'm assuming since we didn't have any public comment, we still don't have any public comments. So. All right. Dr. Hsu, you talk.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, the helicopter insured. We 2023 May 11, we conduct RFP request for proposal. 3 companies made. The committee select the current company for the award of the contract with them. This is the 3rd year, the quote. So usually this kind of insured our quote rate difficult to get in advance 3 months, 4 months.
Okay.
So the quoted price compared with last year $1.03 less. Coverage everything the same. So if you have any question, answer.
Does anybody have comments?
The effective from August 1st on the
Okay.
select.
No questions.
How many other companies insure helicopters? And do you have to go in Florida or can you go out of Florida?
Yeah, also published in the aviation, the whole nation network, in Florida, but particularly for mosquito control helicopter, probably not connected. We had 3 submissions with the 2 years ago. That's why after board gave our authority after approval with this company, and we called the current so we come in other company and commission.
Okay. That was it.
All right. So do we need to vote on that?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve
Okay.
new insurance renewal.
All right.
And I'll second.
All righty.
Through the chair to the commissioners, I believe a procurement policy is to be waived. So within your motion, if you conclude that you want to approve the policy while also waiving the procurement policy.
Oh, okay. I'll make a motion to approve the renewal while waiving the procurement policy.
Okay.
And I'll second.
All righty. And all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Pass unanimously. All right. Dr. Hsu, the trim presentation.
Thank you. This is the trimming every year. Some terminology has been so many years. Try to understand it. But every year seems to change. Always update, always some kind of new regulation. So they really wanted to let everybody understood this kind of issue. Yeah, terminology of Florida trimming. Trimming is truth in strategy for compliance in property tax assessment for local tax authority to following specific procedure when proposed millage rate. Like every year starting July, we have to do this. The Treatment Act was set by Florida legislation in 1980 to inform taxpayers about the tax levied by local government entity. The key compliance requirement, treatment notice, you have to inform the taxpayer. Usually we get everybody, if you own a home, you will receive around August 15, you can receive one sheet, not a bill, just tell you which agents, what's the millage rate, how much tax to increase or decrease. Also, you have to have 2 times public hearing. There's 2 times for special district county, usually is in September, but the school board seems a little bit early, different with others. Or has a rural bike rate. This year, the legislation changed. You have to follow the rural bike rate. Also have a different form and the deadline for submission of the complaint certification. Treatment timetable by July 1st. Usually we receive June 28, 29. This year we received June 30. So the property appraiser from accounting certify the tax value for each tax authority on certification tax value. This one form we call the DR420. Every year we same thing, just a number different. By August 4, 2026, within 35 days certification of value, each tax authority must inform the property appraiser for pre-year millage rate. Per-year is occurred from last year October 1st to this year September 30. So our millage rate is 0.16 per mile. Per mile is 1,000 value. That's from AMCD. So the current year's proposed millage rate. So for the October 1st, 2026 to September 30, 2027, we propose a millage rate. Later we're talking about this. Current year rural bike rate. So I'll give you the term, what means rural bike, what's the amount, exact amount. The date, time, and the meeting place of the tentative budget hearing. So 2 times we have the detailed information here. Timetable 2026, tax authority, just our agents should hold a public hearing on the tentative budget and the proposed millage rate. AMCD we set up September 9. Last meeting, and our accounting found the information from school. School, their publisher, there's September 10. Our regular board meeting is September 10, 5:30. But by law, we cannot hold the same day. That's the reason we switch to September 9. It's a Wednesday, 5:30. Also, we have our regular board meeting. You don't need to come twice a year. So tentative hearing is published on the treatment notice that appropriate appraiser the mail. There are mail every taxpayer for the information. The tax authority should hold a public hearing on the final millage rate and the budget. We plan to September 24, it's a Thursday. So that 97 to 100 days after certification of value. That's about 3 months, a little bit over 3 months. This final hearing should be held 2 to 5 days after hearing is advertised. The request in the local newspaper include our website. Most of the transaction record we publish Saturday or Sunday, and the tax the budget summary, proposed millage rate. The tax authority forwards the resolution. Every year in the final hearing, we have to vote 2 resolutions. One resolution adopt the millage rate, tentative millage rate. Another resolution adopt the budget. To the property appraiser, tax collector, and the department revenue, so certified within 30 days. Everything finished, we have to send information to the 3 agents. then they can follow our resolution and the millage rate to collect tax. So what it means is a millage rate. So the maximum millage rate determination, how to decide. Local government must conform to the maximum millage limitation. And the statute required by adopting a millage rate through a vote. That is as one of the following: majority vote. Before we always like a 5 board member 3 vote or be passed. But the new law that requires a super majority. If you increase, that's where we have to get a 4 out of 5 vote. 2/3 vote, unanimous vote. For mosquito control, so in 2024, the law proposed the maximum millage rate is 1 mil. It's $1 per thousand the value. So this is the 2024, the pass for the mosquito control special district. It's a little bit different. That's when they're going to start a special district, give mosquito control, very limited. Our curve is 0.16, very, very low, come on to the 1 mil. But some counting like Florida Key, some small area, they're close to 1 mil because it's a different situation. So terminology of millage rate, a tax rate is defined as dollars presented for each 1,000 of value. Formula, I use that formula is much easier. Taxable value divided 1,000, multiply millage rate. The property tax then equal your property tax owner. Counting assessment value, such as at $250,000, then you divide $1,000 equal 250, then multiply 0.16. That's our current millage rate. So equal $40 you pay for mosquito control. It's every agent's millage rate different. Home exam, currently we have a $50,000 home exam per home if your home is qualified in Florida. Such as you have $250,000 value home. This value is estimate value. Estimate value lower than marketing value. Property accounting give you estimate value of $250,000. Your property in the marketing value around over $300,000 to $350,000. It's accounting is much lower than you. Then you manage your $50,000 home exam equal $200,000 based on $200,000 tax. Then your value $200,000 divided 1,000 equal $200 and multiply 0.16. That's you pay $32 for mosquito control. That's the situation current. And the rollback rate calculation. What means the rollback? Because many times we confusing. Rollback acts exactly property tax rate. A local government must charge to collect the same total dollar amount of tax revenue as the previous year. Let's go like this year we collect $9.3 million. If we are rolled back, that's a rate at 0.1553. That means roll back, same amount we collected this year. So based on current law, we have to propose for roll back for next year. The definition of a tax increase keeps the same rate, but property value went up. That's sometimes you can see the newspaper about it before. Some people also ask me a question. You said the millage rate didn't increase. Tax is even going to reduce from 0.18 to 0.16. Millage rate decrease, but the property in newspaper tax increase. What does that mean? Because more people pay you tax, more house build, house value increase. Same millage rate, you collect the tax money more than you before that same when you decide the millage rate. That means tax increase. The newspaper requirement, if a tax rate is higher than the rollback, like this year we collected last year, compare increase. Before was collected about 9 million, then we collect 9.4 million. That's a tax increase, even same millage rate. So that your property value increase, more build more house, pay your tax. So this is the reason the legally the rural bank require advertising as a tentative tax increase. That sometimes it's a little bit confusing. And also from a based on new regulation, so in future rural bank more and more. The trimming hearing requirement is schedule advertising hearing. Tax authority must hold 2 public hearings to adopt the millage rate and the budget. You can hold Monday to Friday, anytime on Saturday. They have time after 5 p.m. People off work, they have the opportunity to join the hearing, never hold on Sunday. So no other tax authority in the county can hold a hearing on the same day as the school board. School board this year, September 10. That's the reason we switch it to September 9. So finally, the hearing must be adopted within 15 days of adopting the tentative millage rate. Today, we prove a tentative millage rate and the budget. We schedule our final hearing September 24, 5:30. That's the trimming hearing information. Public may speaking and ask a question before board of commissioner vote adopt any measure. Like we during hearing, let the people talking, question, answer the question, so they can before the vote. So the board must adopt its tentative or final millage rate before adopting its tentative final budget. So vote millage rate first, then vote budget second. That's the 2 resolution. So resolution, within 3 days following the final hearing, forward the resolution, adopt the final millage to the property appraiser, Xinjiang County, because they give the DR420, so we have to set that resolution to them, so that what's our millage rate, collect tax. Also, county tax collector, they collect tax for us. They get some certainly commissioner, they get here. Then finally, we need to go into the Department of Revenue, state control, then the inspection certified. If not, they miss any information, you have to ask, give them more additional information. There's a trimming package submission. When submit the trimming complaints package into the Department of Trimming section, not everything is online. We must include this is Scott and A and May's job to include this. The number 1, 2 resolution, finally the millage rate. Number 2, adopt the number 1 millage. Number 2, the budget. Number 3, interpage of newspaper. We have to make a copy or from the something record, give the copy, and for them also our website advertising, everything we have to prepare, give it to them. Proof of publication for our trimming advertising in the newspaper. That's we mail that's the information. We must include a copy with the mail notice and the proof of mail from the post office. Make sure everything is following there. So far, we did it very well. Only 1 year, they ask some more information, something the rest did very well. Thank you, appreciate Scott Hanna. I did it so almost the 60, 17 years. We did it very well, yeah. But so following the law. The Department of Agriculture deadline and AMCD schedule. Department of Agriculture deadline is July 15. Request the work plan budget. They have the format. We have to transfer, drop the budget to the format. That will be, Scott will be talking in the new business or integrated mosquito management plan. So what we plan for next year? Before called work narrative and different. Now they change it to integrated mosquito management plan. There's a vehicle, truck, how many plan to use, the very basic information. Then September 30 is a certified budget. Certified budget will be on the January, so after the final public hearing of 1 sheet. So they have to publish our website and submit it to Department of Agriculture. This is just talking about the AMCD submitted millage rate, tentative millage rate to accounting policy today, after the board approval today. And September 9th, first hearing, 24th, final hearing. By October 25th, we have to Treatment Department set our pocket department revenue. New treatment law signed by governor called Senate Bill 4F and effective on June 24. The governor, senator passed, governor quickly signed, after signed immediately, effective immediately. So they have three major issues. One is income adjustment removed. Local government can no longer use raise per capita personal income to increase the maximum millage rate. Generally capped as a district standard rollback rate. No matter property value increase or anything, but you have to use the rollback start. If you do not want to use the rollback, that's more work. As a second voting requirement, a two-thirds voting is needed to adopt the rate higher than the rollback rate, which is strict unanimous of 3/4 vote required to increase exceeding 10%. If we increase over 10% of budget, or we have to start some kind of vote, more following the new regulation. Number 3, budget reduction. Mandatory access to identify up to 10% in petitioner budget cuts must be published online. That's a new law request. But that's why a little bit confusing with the Senate, with the representative of the House bill. So in his budget transparency, that's House bill. House bill 1329, and effective from January 1st, 2027. Legally required to post the highly detailed, especially downloadable copy of tentative and final budget to district official website. So we have to publish it separately. People can download the kind of our budget and mapping out the proposed spend against the current year and previous 4 years, fiscal years. So we have more work. Need to publish last 3 or 4 years the budget that people can download kind of, or have to mapping up which one we propose to spend the cut. So effective from January 2027, the more transparency. Actually, we did very well. Everything we are on website, except our personal Social Security, Medicare information. Everything on our website. If you know how to go into the board, on the board information, very, very detailed. Budget, draft, anything, minutes, very, very detailed. So that can reduce some kind of public record request or anything. So other things, the Constitution amendment, that will be dependent November 3rd. The Senator, House, Governor all sign that kind of bill, so-called SB 4. Massive property tax relief measure need at least 60% approved by vote. So in 2027, homestead exempt from $50,000 increase $150,000. In 2028, increase it to $250,000. So they slash the assessment cap, cutting the maximum annual assessment increase cap on no homestead property, like a commercial property and a rent property, from 10% down to 5%. So currently you have rental property and a commercial property, so you can tax rate of 10% going to down 5%, 5% deductible. So the Constitution Amendment, people also ask how impact our AMCD if it is passed on November 3rd, if they pass. It's not affect the current for next fiscal year, fiscal 2026 to 2027, from October 1st to next year, September 30. Because the assessed property value have been down from January 1st, 2026. Currently, we received DR 420 is based on this year January assessment done already. We based on this propose our millage rate. So use the rollback of 2026 to keep the same amount of revenue. So we propose to use the rollback like this year, end of September, we could collect $9.6 million. So next year, we still collect $9.6 million. So the new house build, property value, if increase, doesn't affect us anything. That's for next year, budget year 2026, 27, now really impacted. It will impact on AMCD fiscal year 2027, 2028 at the same rollback with from $50,000 to $150,000 home exam. Home exam, everybody get over $100,000 increase. It will high impact on AMCD fiscal year 2028 to 2029 at the same rollback rate with a $250,000 home exam. Then from a $150 to increase to $250,000. That's the new trimming law calculation if it passed on November 3rd. Like currently in Xinjiang County, assessment middle level at close average, property is $350,000 assessment value. If you take your $50,000 home exam currently, that'll be $300,000. Then you multiply that we propose the rollback 0.1553. The PR tax mosquito control is $46.59. That's for from October 1st to September 30 next year. And 2027 to 2028, your home's value didn't increase, still $350,000 assessment value. But your home exam increased to $150,000. Then use $200,000, then multiply that 0.1553, then your pay mosquito control is $31.06. That's a reduce. Then 2028 to 2029, your house value, if keep the same, assessment value is $350,000, minus $250,000 home exam. Then you multiply your 0.155 millage rate, you only pay $15 for mosquito control. That's the from $46, $47 reduced to $15. It's a bigger reduction. The interesting thing, we use rollback. This year we use 0.1553. We have no idea next year, depending on house value, variation, anything. We have no idea what's next year that rollback. It's still 0.155, probably will be changing. Then 2028 and 29 maybe change more. That's affected our situation. Proposal for preparation and action plan. So we have to prepare it body. Currently, the Florida Mosquito Control Association, not only Florida Mosquito Control Association, including many government, local government. So they conduct public education, public relation, try to educate the taxpayer, especially mosquito control, talking to people how important and significant impact of property tax reduction on prevention and control of mosquito and mosquito-borne disease. Also, that's include economical. So you can see that Florida K and that Commissioner Chair, Mr. Philip Goodman, and the Florida Mosquito Control Association, they together publish one newspaper, publish one paper about how impact the economic in Florida. Increase the millage rate if necessary. If next year, especially after next year, if we need, we may increase millage rate. Because state law limits mosquito control special district millage rate at 1 mil. currently we are 0.166 or 0.1553, much lower than the limitation based on super majority vote. Other thing, we try to explore the other option to bring and increase our revenue, such as a federal grant, and also a little bit difficult, but still opportunity. The money is still there. If you be the guide, somebody guide, just try to work on our state grant and industrial grant. Also concerned about expanding our district service to other county, like Clear County contact us, part-time county contact us, even pay the little money, but more people pay that tax, so the more revenue here. No matter what's happening, we have the capability, air capability, and people training, everything we can help with. So they little bit charge, therefore they pay a little bit low tax, that will be reasonable. Or reoxygen destruction program and emphasis. Curve that program is very efficient, and the summer program, it is very expensive. So we can think about if no money, so not let it increase, we have to think about cutting a limited expensive program. Find the most the cheap way, what's the best way can doing control, not to affect the service price, and we have the major issue of our mission is tax pay, service tax pay. People pay for us for provide quality service. Others program help the operation. They depend on the situation. Our freezing full-time employee hiring, and currently have 43 full-time employees. So that we're talking about this, not easy to hire, but difficult to lay off. If you lost the last money, so they from property tax from that revenue, so you have to lay off people. When you lay off people, that will be terrible, lots of trouble. So I would like to encourage somebody really. We have a couple of people just left there. Some may retire, some leave. We have to try to raise the position or postpone hiring. So we can use the 16 employee temporary replace. Current situation this morning with Scott A, we talking about the calculation. You hire one full-time employee, all the benefits, FICA and FRS retirement and health insurance, cost over about 50% salary. Such as you hire one people, pay $100,000. You have to give another $50,000. Total need $150,000. $50,000 covers the benefits. Especially health insurance, it's very expensive. This will pay a lot. That FRS we pay 14%. FICA we pay 8%. Then health insurance we pay 20-25%. The total around 50%. So that's that we have to be very careful. So that's you can hire more seasonal or more temporary help. That's the reason you have to be very careful about this. Also, if people November vote pass, I have to think about postpone construction. We can figure out how can we survive, how can we do this. Before we plan that construction for the storage, multi-building, purpose building, almost postponed 2 years. So we look at what's happening, November happening, next couple of years, should we do it or not. Also postpone large equipment update. That's the reason we have good reserve money. We try to use that for update our equipment, like a helicopter. So now it's difficult to get the parts, get everything. Look at the monthly available for purpose use. So we will update this, prepare a little bit early. Other things, we have to think about collect debit administration fee from visitor outside of our county and discounted rate for Xinjiang County residents are free. Because currently our budget included utility, salary, we have 2 full-time, then plus 2 part-time. about 3 full-time work-on for the Becker Education Center. Currently, our visitor is unbelievable. Like last month, we have 2,500 people visit. So the current average probably over 200 people visit per day. So lots of people really need to take care. Now it's probably school break and too hard, other side activity limited, most inside really. It's very good for, very successful for education, public relation, public education. But everything is costing. So we have to think, we cannot use Xinjiang County taxpayer money for other coming from for tax advantage, benefit advantage. Beginning, we need, now it's the same as it, and more and more we have to concern about this. It's costing how to maintain it if the tax is going to reduction. Also, we try to apply different grant, but it's not easy. Current grant are not like before, couple $100,000 and around $100,000, very easy to run the industry from many way. Now it's more difficult, very high competition. We have to think about it, dependency. Everything next year after November will update about. Yeah, thank you, appreciate. And anything you can, any kind of question, so you can check with Scott and me. So we, after they finally adopt the public health or public health adopt the budget there, so we can still going to have opportunity go to budget amendment if needed. But it's we keep the money reserve. Currently, we have a good reserve money here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shu. Do we vote on our millage rate now?
It's
Our first,
a number new business,
yes,
number one.
yes.
So there, I propose that rural bank maybe tentative millage rate 0.1553.
Right,
That's a rural bank. It's following the law.
right.
Also, we compare and reduce from 0.16. We less collect about $260,000 something less collection. I think I can find anywhere from the $260,000 for that. So I may propose, recommend the board need a vote to use rural bank rate 0.1553. Thank you. That's definitely need a vote on. Any question, anything you can answer?
Yeah, does anyone have questions or before we vote?
I don't know if Scott could talk about this also. So if everything stays the same, I know it won't, but deal with constants right now. The next 3 years, if everything stays the same, it drops 33% each year, right? Around that. So how long would it take to burn through what's in reserves? I know it won't stay consistent, but I just need a time frame in my mind. Because that doesn't take into consideration hurricanes and other things.
I mean, it's really subjective. I mean, the other thing is, if you suddenly have no property tax or you have a reduced property tax, that can entice more people to want to buy houses here.
I know, but I was
And
just
that can
saying
bring the
everything-
market value. There's so many economic factors.
Oh, no, that's
So,
what I was saying, just
I
constant.
saw a number of, and I've looked at some projections. I've seen something like 7 to 10 years at what we have, and that the 250,000 will reduce us by 25% per year.
Oh, yeah.
But I did start running a spreadsheet. I wasn't asked to bring it here tonight, but I could run.
No.
And then there's other economical factors. Like I said, suddenly you've got houses with 250,000 exemption, and there's no property tax, and it depends what county you live in. Some counties are really high. It's going to it might entice the market and stimulate it. So the market values could go up on those houses too, which means the assessed
Yeah.
values will go up
Yeah.
too. So
So the revenue-
there's just so many different intertwining things.
Plus,
But-
we can always change our millage rate. for
Well, we can go
I mean,
down.
We're
We-
voting on for next year. We're not-
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
and
can't-
if it-
We can't increase it after this meeting, but
Right.
we can reduce it. And to help wrap your head around it, you've got two charts. You have the DR 420. And if you like playing with numbers, which I do, so you've got the millage chart here. I don't know if you want to look at that.
Right. Yes.
Under new?
It's this one,
Yes.
and then you got the DR
This-
420
Oh, I got
There
you.
you
I'm
go.
gold. Thank you. Yeah.
So if you look at them side by side, you'll see the .1553, that's the rollback, and it says 9.3 million.
Right.
Then at the bottom here on the DR, you got that same number right there.
I got you.
And what we did was, okay, so now if you take line 6, like if you say you're looking at the DR 420,
Okay.
line 6 divided by line 7 is an increase of 3% on property taxes for the county. That's what the operating,
Projected.
they're saying that there's a 3% tax increase. Like the 60 billion, 985, 850, it's on line 6. Then line 7's 59 billion, .1.
9/7.
That number 6 is a 3% increase. So to get the same value, it'd be 97%. So now if you take line 10, you see that .1600, times that by 97%, and you're gonna get line 17, .1553.
Okay.
So that
Okay.
means
Okay.
all the taxpayers that already have a house here are gonna be taxed exactly the same as last year. Because there's an inverse relationship. If the property values go up,
Right.
then you,
Offsets.
by 3%, then 97% that's the rollback rate. However, there is a little extra money on line 5. That's all the new construction. So we do still get a piece of that action, which is .1553. And that's gonna be about 300,000. So there's a little extra
Wiggle room.
juice that
Okay.
we're gonna get, you know.
Jeez.
And so this number, the rollback rate, so if you do choose it, is what is then carried over to the work plan budget. If you feel like turning to your work plan budget now, or if you want to look at this first and vote on it. So on the first page of the work plan budget, we changed that number. This is actually just like your budget book you have.
Right.
This is exactly the same budget. All the expenses are exactly the same. The only thing that changed was the revenue, which is the first page, that 9.3,
Okay.
which came from those other two pages. Other than that, everything else is the same.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I don't know if that helps.
Okay.
It's really, it takes a little bit to wrap your head around it, you know.
So it looks like we need to vote on if we're going to,
You can always go down, you just can't go up.
right.
And according to Dr. Shu, it's, they want us to lock in. There are some exceptions where you can go up a little bit, but it's. I
And you're
think his
comfortable with that?
I think it's, yeah. And he's comfortable with it, I think, sure.
Okay. Well, I'll make a motion that we accept the rollback proposal number of .1553.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Passed unanimously.
All right.
Thank you.
And then the next thing is the work plan budget, which is just the DAX. What you have in this book. This is your budget book you have. That's the trim budget.
Right.
It's the same budget, but DAX has their own, and I hate their spreadsheet because it's really quirky and it has all kinds of weird, like, you can't track lines, it's always a pain. So, it's the same exact budget. All the expenses, in fact, what I did was I highlighted mine that go along with, you got a page that looks like this in your regular budget book.
Yeah.
I highlighted those ones that correspond to make sure everything was the same. So all the expenses are the same. And except for the amount of revenue we're gonna get is actually a little bit more with the rollback because of that extra 300,000 per budget. But budget's only 95% of what we levy So that's where it gets even tricky too. So we're actually going to get a little more revenue for the new additions that I showed you on that DR 420, which is about another 300,000 per budget. And it always depends on how things play out. But every year, we usually get about 150,000 more than we budget. It seems like that's always been the magic number. But you can always call me if you want a one-on-one go over it, line by line. You
Okay.
know.
Does anybody have any questions for Scott?
No, not at this time, no.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Doesn't need a vote
Oh, we need to vote on,
On the millage.
Plan budget.
okay.
Oh, and the
On
work plan
DAX
budget.
Work plan
Yeah.
budget, okay. Do we have a motion to accept the DAX work plan budget?
So these are just the items we have in our budget that you have to plug
Yeah,
and
in
play
fact,
for their,
that's
the way
their-
they want you to be presented to
the-
them.
Right.
I got you.
The one, trim, I always think of like this, trim is truth and millage, that's that's the Florida Department of Revenue. They're the big boys. They don't mess around. If you make one wrong turn, if your advertisement even has some wrong verbiage, they'll make you rehold the whole hearing and they won't let you get the money. DAX, they monitor the expenses after the budget. So trim, they want to see how do you rationalize that we're asking for this money. And as long as we're in compliance, they give it to us. As long as it's reasonable and we follow the formula of the DR 420, they say, okay, it's fine, you get that revenue. After that, if we make any changes to the budget, and that's where DAX steps in, the expenditure part.
Okay.
So,
All right.
I'll make a motion to approve the work plan budget.
All right.
I'll second it.
All righty. All in favor?
Aye.
Passed
Thank-
unanimously.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Shu, do you have
Thank
a
you.
report?
My report. So far, we have one in dengue trouble related to case. It's based on Department of Health report. It's people travel to other side for either dengue here. Second, we have that two single chicken tested positive for East equine syphilis. One suspected West Nile virus. The Department of Health has not confirmed. So the mosquito population is increased due to more rain, and more people ask the sub question. The last couple of weeks, we deal with the Department Environment State Park, the southern marsh mosquito. So there is more outbreak. So the people around the diving shell and the lighthouse area. So some request. Now we still work on update our supply control agreement with the state park. So they're not allowed with helicopter even drone. So we work on back to ground application for lava control. Still work on. So I think we fly helicopter disturb the birds. Habitat. This is the last issue we argue. Face discussing with state park. Hopefully get some kind of solution problems. But this is strong, some kind of treatment. Some big area or conquer area, special conquer area. That's the bigger resource. After the mass emerging ocean wave for all the west side. So that's like people sometimes calling. So the other thing that we will host the Florida Entomology Society 108 annual meeting from next Monday to Wednesday, 2.5 days. So they use our border room and also use our education center classroom for workshop. Small group have a specific workshop. There's so far I heard there's 130 registration included people that come from everywhere. Mostly it's a professor and a student. Every year they have very good competition. Students graduate student competition, PhD, and master degree. We have 5 students, work students, who are joining the student competition. Also, we have SATs in person, or the advancement in commodity. We total present, gave 8 presentation. We'll use our opportunity, use this opportunity to more promoting the CP. Allows our employee get a degree in the UF and commodity. That. So we hopefully future put more inter-student university system in commodity specifically. Other things that we submitted 3 grant applications. Recently, one work with for the group last month was submitted for federal government, military, navy. So the local was having submit. And also we submitted American Mosquito Hunter Association, right? Also try to work on new technology, artificial intelligence, smart truck. So we cooperation with the University of South Korea, or the UK campaigning, and Korea are becoming next Monday, read the smart machine, AI, smart truck, use our kit for testing cooperation. So it's a cooperation project that went very well. So lots of some kind of negotiation with some kind of industry, try to get some more funding to help the interest in the project. Prisoner, we have 1 full-time AP mechanical resign, and he will join the military full-time. He was Army Reserve, now military called him for full-time. So he had to resign this position. You have 4 part-time and inter and seasonal employee at the end of 6 months service and the end of last month, June 30. So we hired 2 part-time inter, 1 for education center and 1 for administration. Although it's Mr. Weaver and Ms. Sheila left some work. We needed people to help with some kind of administration, paperwork. This is basically all things. So I believe that more requests come, some requests coming. Now that still a little bit of dry, but you can see rain every day in different areas. So there are lots of interesting, more people calling about air nuts. It's a walking area, really one campaigning from Georgia. And also today meeting another campaigning over interesting air nuts. So we try to do some kind of applied research and figure out how can help people. Yeah, we control mosquitoes, that's our major mission, but air nuts is not a disease vector, but the nuisance problem is terrible. Yeah. If you go to our other side, the walking field, always like this, very small, this kind of fly. So that today we have a collaboration helicopter, use the Deborah, like a wood, call. That after the test the proper side, after surprise, not the things come. The things work after the surprise. Maybe you found some kind of solution. Sometimes you're looking for a solution, suddenly found something, maybe helpful. Look at what's happening. So if the mosquito not very bad, next couple months, I try to do some kind of helicopter, experience editing, tasting area. We try to figure out the test the work out.
They would be very happy.
Yeah, try to figure out. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes, do you have anything to report?
I do not agree with
All righty.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, just want to thank all the staff for all their hard work.
All righty.
Thank you.
With that, the meeting is adjourned.